Well, hi, I'm Robert Noel. Welcome to the Guitar Zone. The Trilogy. No, this is not a religious lesson. It has nothing to do with religion. The Trilogy in music theory, and especially the way I've put the trilogy together is for guitarists. All right, so the trilogy, right? Three things, the most important things: scale, chord, arpeggio. They all work together. They all have intervals that you need to understand about intervals. You need to know the note names on your guitar, and you need to know or start learning the relationships of intervals and how we build chords and how we put together arpeggios. So if we take a chord, we can analyze a chord by associating scale and arpeggio with that chord. We can take a scale and we can make that scale a chord scale. A lot of theory will come out of that. But our basic arpeggio theory is triads. Root position triad is one major third perfect fifth. Gives us our major chord triad. One minor third perfect fifth gives us our root position minor third triad. And I have videos on triads. Check them out, please. You need to know not only root position, but the inversions. So scale, chord, arpeggio, the trilogy. You will see that scales are patterns, and those patterns fit within chord patterns that you play, and then there are arpeggio patterns. So we want to think about patterns too. Everything works together. You're going to be having the tools to learn music theory or guitar theory, how our patterns work with intervals and notes and such, but the understanding and being able to analyze all leads to creativity. So we want creativity and understanding of what we do and be able to relate to other musicians, be able to relate to when we write music, when we learn songs. Everything is helped by the trilogy. Our ear training. When we understand the trilogy, we can sing intervals and understand the arpeggios and chords. Everything works together, you know? The trilogy, it's so important. What's going to happen when you get using the trilogy and thinking about it all the time? Well, you're going to have a lot better adventures, journeys, and missions, and you're going to make lots of discoveries. And you're going to be able to talk, like I said, to musicians and other players of instruments, composers, in the terms that you need to be talking about. And that would be with being able to understand scale, chord, arpeggio, how they work together. You're going to be better at improvising. You're going to be better at jamming, yeah. So when you take your scale, well, with that scale, there's arpeggio. That's also associated with a chord. I've got this type 2 bar chord. So that was a form 2 scale, form 2 major arpeggio. But when I can look at those intervals in there and see, well, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and I can start to see the scale in there. So I start building around the chord with intervals, arpeggios. Get into it. I'm going to do a lot more videos in the future, and when you're on a Patreon, subscribing to me on Patreon, there's going to be maybe some other special stuff to deal with the trilogy for you, to learn and investigate and get into it. The trilogy! Yay!